this is what we understand the lines will be, as I just said. Derek, if you want to show that, please.
Yep.
Okay, this is, and we speculated on this yesterday. It's a little bit different than what we speculated on, as you would expect. So, Miller between Pearson and Besser. This is what they're going with today. And Bruce Boudreau made this point yesterday. This could change at a moment's notice, obviously. But to start, this is what they're going with today. So Miller between Pearson and Besser. And you know, you look at a lot of people's depth charts, right? If just on Twitter, fans, media types, a lot of people had Pearson in the bottom 6.
Yeah.
But he plays a heavy game. He's responsible defensively. He doesn't put up the numbers that people would like to see, making, over $3 million a season. But lo and behold, there he is, at least to start, on the left side with Miller and Besser. Now, one thing Bruce Boudreau said yesterday is that he likes Kuzmenko and Garland both on the left side. Garland finished the season, if I'm not mistaken,
on the left side.
On the left side, right-handed, and Boudreau liked what he saw. So Pedersen between Kuzmenko and Mikheyev, so a couple of Russian wingers for EP40. That's been speculated on before. At least you had some people telling you that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
Horvat between Garland and Podkolzin, and then Jason Dickinson as your fourth-line center. Again, to start, this is what's happening up at Whistler, and these lines are all in different groups. Dickinson between Dakota Joshua and Curtis Lazar, who everybody just assumed when they picked him up from Boston, signed him to a 3-year deal, that he was going to be that fourth-line center. Instead, you've got Dickinson there, Curtis Lazar, BC kid, coming back home to play for the Canucks on the right side. He is a right-handed. Rick, there's a name missing here.
Yeah, that name is Hoglander, and he is not in the top 4 lines. In fact, he is on a line, Donnie, with Niles Amon and Linus Karlsson, 2 Swedes that the Canucks signed in the offseason. That, to me, looks like the top line, Donnie, in Abbotsford. Look, a lot of people had Hoglander on the fourth line. He's not a fourth line guy. He's just not. He's got too much skill for the fourth line. Everybody knows that. So, look, I think the Canucks are looking for a reaction out of Hoglander. First day of camp, see how it develops. He's ready. He's in great shape. I talked to his agent this morning. They're okay. There's nothing wrong. You know what?
I mean, there's nothing wrong.
Okay. Well, what I mean is, it is what it is. He's going to start. It's very early in camp. Mm-hmm. Things go up and down. As you mentioned not long ago, these lines are not cemented. Somebody's play props them up, and somebody's play props them down. And, guys go up and down.
Injuries as well.
You're right.
But Rick, you have to add this to this, that Bruce Boudreau, and in particular Travis Green, before Boudreau came along, they didn't seem to be fans of Nils Hoglander.
Yeah.
Then we see what's happening today, and you have to say to yourself, how long is this guy going to be around?
First of all, he's a second-round pick. He's a skilled guy. He's got a great.
What does that mean?
But what it means is, Donnie.
That's out the door.
He has shown glimpses of being a really good forward, and you know what? It's just his defensive play got him in the doghouse with Bruce. Same thing with Travis. And in the NHL, they don't care how many points you get in the leagues before. You got to play in all 3 zones, and that's the defensive game is what got him in trouble. There's no question about it. But he's still a skilled guy. They don't have a ton of guys like that, but I'm shocked. I thought they'd find a spot for him, but it looks like by judging by this, and if it stays like this, Donnie, it looks like he's Abbotsford bound, which, I don't think a lot of people had that in the summer.
There's a million things going through my head right now. Ryan, did we mention that Jeff Patterson provided that picture up at Whistler? Okay. Jeff Patterson's Twitter account.
Yeah, it was Jeff.
Hard at work.
He's a good guy.
Taking photos and putting them out on Twitter, and as we often do with Jeff, we used some of his information, in this case, one of his photos. Okay, now, defense pairings up at Whistler. Again, they're all in different groups here. Let's take a look at those. We mentioned that Bruce Boudreau has said, Quinn Hughes has said, that the right side is going to happen, at least to start, and that it would likely be a pairing with OE L. They're in Group A, so they're about to hit the ice.
Yeah.
OEL with Quinn Hughes on the right side. Again, everything's subject to change here. That's the way hockey goes, but this is what they're starting with. This is a surprise, I would say, although you don't think it is. Danny DeKeyser, who's wearing Ab DeMarco's old number 4, by the way, up at Whistler, is paired with Tyler Myers.
Yeah.
DeKeyser on the left side, as you'd expect.
I'm not surprised. If you're going to sign a guy to a PTO, are you going to put him in the 5th pair? You got to put him up high, see what he's got.
Depends on how deep your defense is.
Okay, but again, Donnie, they're putting him in with Myers to see if there's something there. Can he play higher up in the lineup? They got to test him. And you don't test a guy like DeKeyser in the 4th or 5th pair. You test him up high and see if he's got it.
Dermott on the left side with Pullman. They're in Group C. And by the way, the DeKeyser-Myers pairing in Group B. Dermott on the left side with Pullman. We heard yesterday and over the last several days that Tucker Pullman has been given the all-clear.
Looks good.
And he's suffering from the headaches last season, missed a significant amount of time, apparently had a positive offseason. Yep. And there he is.
No setbacks.
With Dermott. Now, another, I guess it wouldn't be a surprise because we talked about this yesterday. And Ryan, I seem to remember us having this as a pairing when we speculated on what the pairings might be yesterday because Luke Shen, and you talk to Quinn Hughes, he'll tell you this, did such a wonderful job in 2 different stints mentoring Quinn Hughes that they've put Luke Shen on the right side with somebody else that could use some big league mentoring in Jack Rathbone.
Absolutely. But I wouldn't read too much into this with Rathbone in the 4th pair simply because if DeKeyser doesn't get signed,
yes,
Rathbone jumps up. But you're right. Luke Shen, first of all, is so well liked in the organization. Last year at the trading deadline, Donnie, so many teams after him. They just love the character on and off the ice, mature pro, the whole 9 yards. He is a really good guy to pair with young kids. He's a Grizzly veteran, and that's why he gets paired up with the young kids, Donnie, all the time.
Name missing here, Rick.
Yeah,
on this list.
It's one of our favorites, a Langley native, Kyle Burrows, who last year I thought Donnie came in and gave them good minutes,
Dropped the gloves.
Dropped the gloves. It led the team, him and Shen, in hits on the blue line a lot of nights. It was those 2 guys. But he is in a, what would I say, Donnie, here, a 5th pair with Wolanin.
Christian Wolanin.
Christian, who's going to be in probably one of the top defensemen in Abbotsford. So you don't see Kyle Burrows there. But again, if DeKeyser doesn't get signed, everybody gets bumped up.
Mm-hmm. Anything else stick out for you?
Klimovich is basically, with Nielsen Wooters, which is fine. But they've got him penciled in, obviously, to start the year.
Can I jump in here? As I often do, and go ahead, text in, folks, and tell me that I interrupt too much, which I know I do, and I'm working on that. Bruce Boudreau said yesterday that up at Penticton, and we saw this, that the most impressive line up there, arguably, Waters, Nielsen, Klimovich, they're in Group A. Yep. They will be put together, at least initially. Maybe that's something we can look forward to, or people in Abbotsford can look forward to with the AHL Canucks.
Yeah, and Nielsen, last year, 4th line was healthy scratch. Looks like he'll get an opportunity to play much higher up in the lineup, Donnie, for sure.